let's take a look. We started shooting with the 605. We put 2 in the middle target, right here. Then we put 1 over here, and we put 1 over here. Then, drawing the SP101, we put 2 here, we put 2 here, and then we put 1 more in this target. Hi, this is Greg with Lionquestfitness. Today, we're going to be comparing the Taurus 605 to the Ruger SP101. Now, what are we going to determine today? Well, we're going to determine that the Taurus is superior to the Ruger, or are we going to determine that all along I should have had a Ruger? Well, let's run a few more tests and we'll see. Well, I ran out of light last night, so I had to finish this morning. So, what did we learn from this, other than the fact that both of them shoot? And we're going to talk a little bit about some of the strengths and weaknesses with each firearm. Let's start off with the SP101. Now, 357. This one weighs in at 25.5 ounces. It has a 2 1/4 inch barrel. Now, I think that barrel, that 2 1/4 inch barrel with that head, seems to have a bit of a heavier shroud. I believe that helps, or it's been my experience so far, it seems to help getting shots back on target, you know, and in recoil management. That's one of the advantages of this gun. Now, a lot of people say this gun's a tank, you know, and it's heavy. I like that. It gives me a sense of comfort having this heavy piece of steel on my side. You know, there's something about having a stainless gun, a steel gun, but you know, people say that it's not tactical. However, for a citizen defender, and you're going to have to excuse me here, when you look down the barrel of something like that, it definitely could give a potential rapscallion pause to end a confrontation and get the you know what out of Dodge. You know, it all has to do with psychology. That's why I like stainless guns. I want a potential rapscallion to see that gun and realize that, yes, he has a gun. Next, new victim. All right, now, people complain about the weight. For me, it's not a problem. However, with the Taurus, which weighs 24 ounces, yeah, it's easier for me to pocket carry. This is about the biggest gun that I can pocket carry. Now, that's me personally at 5'10", 180 pounds. You know, if you're taller and bigger, it might be easier with the appropriate holster. Now, one thing that I will say, as far as I'm not real big on the matte finishes, and you see Smith & Wesson's trying to go to that, and good luck, all right? You know, because who wants to pay a lot of money for a matte finish? You know, I much prefer the traditional stainless finish. Now, one thing here, it's the trigger guard, the trigger, that the fit is very smooth. You know, there's no wasted material on this gun. Now, as you see, I've got different grips, and the gun fits my hand. It's the balance and weight is very perfect for me, for my hand size and my grip strength. Now, as opposed, and this is a complaint I've also heard about the SP101, is that there's a lot of sharp edges on the trigger and the trigger guard. And you want to say, when you see videos like that, you want to say, suck it up, buttercup. But you know, it's actually, there's some validity to it. And this is something that really Ruger needs to work on, because it is sharp and relatively uncomfortable. However, like anything else, you can get used to it. All right, let's talk about the trigger pull. Now, double action, the trigger pull on the Ruger is very smooth. In fact, one of the ways that I know that this gun, when it's a used gun, but it had not been shot very often, was that the trigger has smoothed up over the short time that I've been shooting it. Now, double action, once again, very smooth. However, if you're cocking it for single action, it's very gritty and rough, not as smooth. In fact, there's a breaking point about right here where it gets hard to cock it back. All right, let's look at the Taurus. Now, I've owned 7 of these Taurus snubbies, a couple of the 85s, 856, 3 of the 605s, and you know, I found that they all are the same as far as their double action trigger. It's not a bad trigger, but you're going to hit a wall. As you pull it back, it's going to get very, very hard before it breaks. Right here. Okay, and it requires you know, some hand strength to be able to pull that trigger back. And you know, the Ruger trigger is better, I think, in my opinion. All right, now let's go to cocking it back for single action. Now it's just the opposite. That's smooth. It's very smooth as compared to the Ruger. All right, let's take a look at these bad boys side by side. And let's go around to the front way you can look. The Taurus has a 2-inch barrel, once again, as opposed to the 2 1/4-inch barrel of the Ruger. As far as aim point, this gun shoots low. I have to raise the front sight, and but you know, that's something you get used to. I've got several of my handguns that I have to do that with, including a couple of my Smith & Wessons. Now, this one And once again, all the Taurus snubbies I've owned, and I've owned 7, you know, the sights are dead on the money. No problems with windage, no problem with elevation. All right, but that's been my experience. Now we're looking at long-term wear and tear. You know, this gun I'll probably pass on to my grandchildren. This gun, well, as noted expert Yankee Marshall has often said, with a Taurus, you might have 5 to 7 years of steady use. So I don't know, we'll see. This gun's a lot more expensive. You're looking at anywhere from $560 to $650 on this gun. It has gone up in recent times. Now this one, you're looking at $300 to $350. All right, so you're talking about half the price of the Ruger. So once again, it's kind of an individual choice. If I had had this gun first, that might have been my preference, but this is my second favorite gun, and it is one I like to carry. Now, from henceforward, this is my hiking in the mountains carry, and but there again, this one I can pocket carry where I can't really do it with the Ruger. So always remember, it's not the firearm, it's your ability to use that firearm. And this is Greg with Lionquestfitness.